Right, number 4 is in the race. So all the action has been with number 8, number 5, and number 4, but we do not have a winner in the first race to the first red ball yet. Hey, happy OONSDAY everyone. Tonight's theme is tubes and pipes. As you can see, there are tubes and pipes everywhere. Really big tubes, really small pipes. Now each one has a little challenge for it. Here's a stack of peanuts. I'm curious how far down a raccoon's arm can reach. We actually have a graph here we can measure. In the baby rocker. Here in the baby rocker we have an elbow joint. In there are some peanuts. See how far they can reach in, if they can get what's settled in the bottom there with their hands. Got a little turntable. Every tube has a treat in it. Here are some paper towel rolls and some toilet paper rolls. Let's see how far they can reach in there if they rip it apart. Loose pipes. This is a game. Over here, you'll recognize this. This goes on downspouts and gutters. But for this is the main attraction tonight. We're going to try and have a race. We have tubes 1 through 8. We'll have 2 races. They have 5 marshmallows in it each. We'll see who can get the first 3 out first to the red ball. See if they're able to pull the red ball out. And then the second race will be the remaining 2 marshmallows. So whoever wins the first one could also win the second race. So pick a number. Maybe you want to get dangerous and you want to pick 3 in a row as they come in. This ought to be fun. It's a very, very windy night. I was going to hang the tube from the rope, but that would have been swaying back and forth, scaring the raccoons. They might be a little skittish tonight. When it's windy like this, they can't hear what's coming on the outskirts, so they're a little on guard. But let's give it a shot anyways. Tubes and pipes. Hey, look, we got our first visitors tonight. Boy, that sure looks like Gertie. Just so much smaller than what I remember. So they're staying on the outskirts so far. I saw nervous Nellie back there with her couple of babies. She's a little nervous. It's very windy, and I'm curious if that has them a little skittish tonight. So let's see if they get into these tubes, and hopefully the main event will take off. It's really the only sweet thing out here. It has a lot of peanuts out here, a lot of dog food, cat food, but the marshmallows are the only sweet tooth item out here to get the action going. Here comes Nellie and her baby. No, those are 2 adults. Nellie and someone else. Maybe Excitable Bill. Oh, I take that back. That is a baby. That looks like Nervous Nellie's baby. And boy, did that baby get big. And what a striking image to the mom. Looks almost identical. Well, we had one baby there reaching into that pipe. They got short little arms. Let's see if they learn how to tip it up to have the nuts pour out of one end. I fully expect those cardboard tubes to be destroyed in no time at all. I just really have them taped down to those cones on the board. The cones are screwed into the board to keep them into place. I was thinking the wind was going to just blow them over right away. And obviously the raccoons will tip them over. Oh, that one's reaching down in there. Alright, just turned the camera on. They were gone for the longest time. Something scared them off. And number 8 had the first marshmallow removed. So the race has started. Now, this wind has them so spooked, I'm not going to be surprised if they take off again. And we're going on almost 9 o'clock here. This is really late for them. Oh no, we got a baby limping. Oh, I hate to see that. You know, raccoons are very resilient though. They can bounce back from very tough things, and I saw an adult with a full-on limp with using only 3 legs for a couple years, so they can go a long time even with 3 legs. Well, that's the baby that took the marshmallow from number 8, and now it's changed its mind. It's going right back to the peanuts. Usually by this time we at least have a good dozen or more, so the numbers are really low right now, but you never know. All of a sudden in a 5-minute period things can go from a handful to a bucket full. Oh, that little baby's got that limp. Oh. Alright, we got more showing up now. See, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. A lot of babies in the group. Okay, baby found another one in the race. Number 5 just lost a marshmallow. And looks like Mr. Wiener might have just showed up. Yeah, that's Mr. Wiener. Now he has some experience with the cardboard tubes from the Christmas special, where I had them wrapped up like candy canes, and he looked like he was going to get his leg stuck in it. He was walking around like a peg-leg pirate, which was pretty funny. And he had a tough time working a cookie out of those cardboard tubes, and his sister Cutie came and showed him how it was done. Wow, that was tough, but we have only 1 marshmallow left in number 8 for race number 1. The first race goes to the first red ball, and then the remaining 2 marshmallows will be race number 2. So number 8 is poised to take the win here. Wiener. Mr. Wiener. I want to see how far you can take peanuts out. So yeah, like I said, 5 minutes can change everything. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and they're spooked. Well, this is interesting. There's a lot of peanuts out here, and Mr. Wiener's going straight for the cat and dog food. And I've seen this happen before. They'll have their favorite thing, but all of a sudden their body is craving something else. And he's craving that tonight. Now, if that was Cutie, I'd be amazed, because Cutie's always looking for something sweet. So no one's gone in the big tube yet. There's a lot of peanuts in there. That's kind of funny. That thing did a full circle. Mr. Wiener, where did that come from? That little baby is trying to joust with you. Now that Mr. Wiener knows how this works, if he doesn't outright destroy the tubes, which he might. Oh, he's changing his, he's going right to number 1 now. Okay, now we got a race. Now it's anyone's game. I'm curious if he's going to go for the tops of all the easy ones, or if he's going to stick with a tube. Good job, Mr. Wiener. Here comes number 1. It's tied with number 8 right now. I don't know why that baby gave up on it. Doesn't have a sweet tooth tonight. Oh, if he gets this. Oh. Will he try again? Okay, we have a winner. Number 1 wins the first race to the first red ball. If he continues in that tube, race number 2 starts. Now here's the other thing I'm curious about. How far can they actually reach down with their legs? Wow, look at you, boy. You starting race number 2, you gonna be able to reach? Oh, he's got it. Race number 2 is off. Number 1 could take it all. Oh, he just gave up on that. So the baby found the underwater tube. I had a little rock holding that down in place, and that's filled with peanuts too. The baby tipped that over. So number 1 takes the win with race number 1. Race number 2 is not finished. Could be number 1, could be someone else. He just bailed on the marshmallow though. He's like, it was fun grabbing it, but I don't want to eat it. Now Excitable Bill's been going at the tube here, and we'll see how far down they can get. It already looks like it's starting to get tricky, and it has a little gauge on it, so we'll be able to take an actual measurement of how far the reach of a raccoon's arm is down a tiny tube like that. I'm guessing somewhere about to here. That would probably be the max. You gonna go in there, Wiener? Don't make me smack your booty. So Wiener looks like he just enjoys pulling them out, and he's just dropping them. This is very interesting. I think it's just fun for him. He's not really in the mood for marshmallows, but he's like, I sure enjoy the challenge of pulling them out. And there's all sorts of peanuts in there, and he just wanted to walk right through it. He's being funny tonight. See, this is where I get really confused. There's Moira, and that baby is butt to butt with Moira. Now I'm back to thinking Moira had a baby. And it's just a very nervous one, and I never see it around because it's always hiding. And maybe Moira is a mama. Why else would that baby be tight to Moira and her not react? Goodness. I don't know. Now look at that. That's a load of babies over there. That looks like Cleopatra and the gang. And behind Cleo is Nellie. Is that too far down there, baby? You can't reach that with your little arms? What do you think? So yeah, you could see that's way out of the reach for a baby. I'm curious if an adult can even reach that. Oh, look at that reach there. That's quite impressive. That's a Cleopatra, and if she reaches in there again and grabs that last marshmallow, number 5 will be the winner of the second race. Wow, I am surprised a raccoon can reach that far down a tube, and we have a winner. Number 5 got the second race. The 2 remaining marshmallows down to the second red ball have been taken out. That's impressive. That is very far down the tube. I'm going to take a tape measure later and measure down to that red ball. I think that's about the extent. She just got it with her fingernails and worked that thing out. You know, I was goofing around with Cutie last night with a Pringles can, and I had her reaching in the Pringles can and grabbing cookies at the bottom, and I was noticing how far her reach was, and I thought, I gotta do something with tubes. And so after work on a little bit last night, I threw this all together, and this is pretty cool. I like that they're clear, and you can actually see their arms going down there and see what's going on and how they use their fingernails. So you see this over here, that's a new giant tub I got, wash tub, and they're really enjoying it. I pulled it out last night for the first time and tossed a bunch of peanuts in there, and Mr. Wiener was having a blast in there. Wow, we got a really great view there of the full arm all the way down there. That looks like the full extent of the reach of a raccoon into a narrow tube like that. That's awesome. Cleo, I am very impressed. Are you going to show me you can go even farther? So Cleo's really into this game. She seems to have a real sweet tooth. The other ones, not so much. I don't know where Cutie Pie is. She always has a sweet tooth. You know, I'd say this is pretty similar in length to those. What I like with that is that it actually has measurements on it, so I can know for sure. But they're not too interested in this. Yeah, we'll get a tape measure and measure down to those red balls to see how far they can actually reach. That's very impressive. All right, a little over 9 inches, about 9 1/4, 9 1/2 inches. Looks like the reach of a raccoon arm down a narrow tube. That's just 1.5 inches diameter too. Well, that wind has them really spooked tonight. They've been running off a lot, which has been keeping things pretty slow around here. We have gotten some action though. We got a result in race number 1 down to the first red ball. 1 was the winner. And then for race number 2, after that initial one, the 2 remaining marshmallows, number 5 won race number 2. Wow, that's the farthest reach yet. So Excitable Bill took his arm all the way down and got the bottom red ball. We're gonna have to add another inch at least, so we're talking 10 inches of reach down a narrow tube. That's very impressive. You know, their fingernails are pretty long. Well, it's a game and it's a citizen science project too at the same time. I'm learning something about these guys. You're getting down there pretty good, Bill. You got an impressive reach, I gotta say. Look at you. Oh, that's starting to get tough now. Wow, look at that reach. Now this is quite unusual for probably past 10 o'clock now. And where are the raccoons? So I'm thinking I'm gonna clean up pretty soon because we have showers coming in a few hours and I don't want this getting all wet. And it seems like they're really rattled anyways. And we learned something new. They got incredible reach. Look at that length all the way down to the bottom of number 4. That's a good 10 inches plus. Those are 12-inch tubes. That's amazing reach from a raccoon. And we see it here with this tube. Look at that. So our little citizen science project here taught us that raccoons have long arms and they could fit in tight spots too. That's a 1.5 inch diameter tube. So I'm going to clean up now and I'm going to call it a night. Happy OONSDAY, everyone. It was all about tubes.